It's March 2020, and a global pandemic seems to have stopped the world on its axis. Or at least, it feels like the world is spinning a little more slowly these days. For the past week, my younger brother and I have been living in self-isolation, all the while dreaming about the spring bass spawn taking place somewhere outside our window. We've grown stir-crazy, and so today, we're heading to Lake Texoma to get away from it all. Emerson said that in the presence of nature, a wild delight runs through man in spite of real sorrows. It's our judgment that a day on the lake is as reasonable a compromise as any to get out of the house and maintain some sense of sanity. My brother and I know some parts of this lake fairly well. We grew up swimming and tubing here with family, and although my brother has caught some of the striper and catfish that Lake Texoma is known for, neither of us have had much luck catching bass out here. Today, we're aiming to change that. We're after largemouth, and perhaps some of the more infamous smallmouth that the lake has to offer. We arrive at the boat ramp and are delayed by a passing storm, and when it clears, the lake is smooth. Joining us today is my brother's friend Ryan, who he assures me is in good health. We head out to the far west side of the lake, toward the mouth of the Red River. It's a spot we've never tried firsthand, and we're not really sure what to expect. But it's weird, how even in uncertain times, your spirit still yearns for new adventure. Possibilities. There's no telling what a day on the lake might bring. Things we'll see, or what we'll encounter. But at the end of the day, that is exactly why we're here. Well, really we're here to catch bass, but hey, that sounded nice, right? Found this little cove back here.
8 foot, 9 foot of water, and we're way flooded. We're just way off into one of the coves of where the Red River comes into Texoma. We're way up one of the coves now. Bass are spawning, so we're in about 6 foot of water. Coming up some trees. We're about to tie up, do some fishing. I think everyone's got jigs tied on right now. That seems to be it. I'm gonna toss it.
Gonna start with this football jig. Big black and blue sucker with the Dugan Kraken Claw as a trailer.
Oh yeah. We're just catching a nice little drift right now. Very, very slow one. I think we're going 0.2 miles an hour.
Kind of considering doing a white Texas rig.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Because I'm throwing the dark and I'm just thinking of going to the opposite instead of going to green.
I like that thought process.
And if they don't bite that, then I'll settle on green. We didn't know it yet, but our problems were just beginning.
Oh man.
We got a little guy tied up over here. Someone wanted to make friends and make nice with the tree. Jake's trying to get us out of here. Yeah, trying. Trying being the key word.
Crazy. I'm not wet in the water. It's a new $400 setup. The only thing catch a tree. Yeah, that's I like this shot. Roy. Ow! Oh, it's up there. Oh! If there were any fish around this tree, they're gone. Absolutely gone.
So far, no luck. We've just been getting blown around into trees, and Ryan's been caught on just about every tree in this freaking cove at this point. After a few more snags, we realized our first spot had turned into a complete bust. It was time to change tactics.
Beautiful. What do you guys say?
First smallmouth ever. My craft out here in Texoma. Finally, first fish ever. I'm a god, baby.
Nothing like the first.
There's nothing like the first. It will never be the same.
That was a good one. And y'all see that thing was it was spawning or not spawning?
Here's where they are.
There's a cool little cove back there. I don't know if we could get to it on the other side of these trees. See that pond, like lagoon thing? With Ryan Smalley on the day, we turn our attention back to spawning largemouth. We find spot number 3 in a remote cove on the far east side of the lake near the Washita. Texas rigs are tied on and we start pounding the banks. I'm not really sure how many fish we scared off. We don't really have a trolling motor. But if you think we're just out here enjoying the peace and quiet of Mother Nature, well, I hate to disappoint.
Jake has one.
You got one?
No.
Well, you're on one.
Yeah.
Let's get it in the boat.
No.
No, here. Here, Jake.
Spin that. Spin that. With your hand.
Give me this.
Check this out. Make sure he's taut.
Dude, there. Now reel it.
There's no action.
He's not giving you anything anymore?
No, there's no line coming in. Give me the pliers.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's a good one right there. My real bro. My real bro.
What's he saying?
He's saying 3-4. 3-4. What happened to my rod? It got shortened.
Oh, gosh.
Ryan's thick ass fell on it.
Ryan, what are you throwing right now?
Hopefully another rod my way. That's a dog piss type.
Jake couldn't let everybody know that the reason his rod broke is because it was his own fault.
Oh, just tell your story, dog. Shit.
He just couldn't let him know that.
Oh gosh.
Uh-oh.
The story of a snag.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
What you get fucking
Oh,
fed dog.
oh God. Story of a long lost crankbait.
And there you have it. So maybe we didn't catch our limit. But to be honest, that wasn't the expectation. We've done exactly what we came here to do. And now, as the evening sun heads for the horizon, we decide to turn in and head back to the boat ramp. When we arrive, we're greeted by my Uncle Don and his new pet, a parakeet named Tito. Tomorrow it's back to self-isolation, back to work, back to the trappings of everyday life. Perhaps that's why days like these are some of the most memorable. And hey, catching a few fish is nice too. Even if it did come at the expense of a couple rods. The journey out is never as much fun as the journey in, but we take solace in knowing this. These Texoma bass aren't going anywhere. We'll be back.